What's up, guys? It's Rav. I put together a little bit of a fundamental analysis video on the research I've been doing on Salt. It's a lending platform for blockchain-backed loans. I'm super excited about this project long term. From my research, it's showing it's got some strong fundamentals, and it could be a good pickup right here. Basically, what this platform does is it it allows us to leverage our purchasing power. So, uh, using our Bitcoin, cashing out, but still hanging on to it, so we can enjoy both the appreciation and the purchasing power. So, keep your Bitcoin and get your Lambo. Pretty cool. All right, let's move into the next slide here. So, SALT. SALT stands for Secured Automated Lending Technology. So the platform itself is a membership-based lending and borrowing network where you can get USD or other fiat currencies, say the yen, for example. There's more on the website for your crypto assets like Bitcoin, ETH, LTC, or Dash. And what problem is it solving? Well, it's solving the Lambo problem. If you've been holding Bitcoin for, you got in early, in the hundreds or the early thousands, and it's at 8,000 now. And you want to keep holding it, but you want to be able to get stuff with it. And so that's where Salt, the idea of Salt came out of, was to, that's why I like it long term. As we move forward, I believe that Bitcoin will keep increasing in value and people will want to spend it eventually. Hodling's great, but it's only, you got to take some profit sometimes. All right, so how does it work? Essentially, the lenders will post the terms that they're willing to lend out their fiat currency in, and the member will come in, log into the website, and select one of the terms, which is based on the membership that they have, that best fits their needs, and then it's kind of a back and forth thing. This diagram here does a really good job of showing how it works. So the lender will then put the money into the system. The member is going to post their Bitcoin into a multi-sig smart contract so that everything, the collateral and the funds, get deposited into a multi-sig account. The private keys are going to a third party, and the two parties involved in the loan. And then essentially you would go ahead and make your monthly payments based on the terms that you selected. And as soon as you either complete all the payments or you pay your payments early or whatnot, once you have repaid the entire loan, you will get your Bitcoin back. So some interesting and unique benefits of this platform. So this is interesting. There's no credit checks involved, which is good because it's a different way. We're moving this platform here is moving away from an income based lending to an asset based lending style, and I mean, there's no fees, there's no closing fees, upfront fees, or exchange fees, quick approvals. So quick approvals and fees is that's a really great feature, because if you were to get a traditional home equity loan or any other type of asset-based loan, there's usually fees associated, and they can add up pretty quick. That being said, you can negotiate them based on your credit or whatnot, but here you don't have to worry about that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Salt memberships. So this is where the SALT token comes in. SALT token's an ERC20 token. There's 3 tiers. And they used to actually have SALT values associated to each one when I first looked at this website a few months ago, but they have since removed it. I'm not entirely sure, but it was 1 SALT for the basic membership. The basic membership, it's all based on products and access to those products. The higher the level of your membership, the more product and access you have. For your basic membership, you can get up to $10,000 in USD only for 2 months. The more SALT you use or contribute to the platform, the increased line of credit or value in USD available in different currencies and terms. So last I saw was that Premier was at 30 salt, and so that's still significantly cheap. I guess you could say it's cost effective than getting a traditional loan. The loan structure. So how does the loan itself work? So it's a collateral based system. So your Bitcoin, so the system itself is trying to keep an 80% loan to value. So what that means is if you wanted to get $100,000 USD from a lender, you would need to put up $125,000 worth of Bitcoin. And let's talk about the technology underlying the smart lending platform. The entire platform or agreement, the credit agreement between the lender and the borrower, is managed by the Oracle smart contract. So it's monitoring both the loan origination and payments from both sides, the value that's being held as collateral and the market price as it is right now, the alerts to notify both parties if there's been any change within the value of the loan, triggering of maintenance calls, and the storage of the multi-sig wallet, and dispersal or liquidation if required. So we've got a scenario where, what if Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin goes down, but you've borrowed according to a specific 80% loan to value ratio. So this is where the Oracle comes in and will notify the borrower to either deposit USD or crypto to keep the value of the loan at 80%. In the white paper, it says that SALT will give, we'll try to find the best market price and also give significant notice to the borrower to bring the credit agreement back to its original terms, so the loan to value ratio of 80%. If the borrower does not act in I'm not sure, you'd have to reference the white paper again, in a reasonable amount of time, the Oracle smart contract will liquidate as much as necessary of the collateral of your Bitcoin to bring it back to 80%. And it will keep doing that until to keep that ratio. But it's all good if it just keeps going up. This is in the case that if Bitcoin does go down significantly. So who would use this platform? You've got individuals that may be interested or businesses. And the platform would work differently for either one. For some of the cases that they've laid out in their white paper for individuals are hodlers and day traders. But the ones I found interesting were the businesses. So an exchange may want to access the SALT network of lenders to provide like leverage-based trading to its user base, such as BitMEX. That's an example. Or ICOs. Some ICOs have been raising huge amounts of ETH, and they're going to need to use those proceeds to fund the day-to-day operations, payroll, and all that kind of stuff, the day-to-day type of business activities. And then also they get to benefit from the appreciation of Ethereum. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then the miners, the idea here is that the miners could utilize their mining rewards to pay for also their upgrades or maintain their networks or whatnot. So some pretty good use cases there. So they've got some market outlooks. I haven't actually looked into the actual huge numbers here. So they're saying that like the future of blockchains, people putting real estate titles or diamonds and jewelry, and all sorts of other assets onto the blockchain is massive. Like look at these numbers, like 1,000 trillion and 630 trillion. So yeah, Looks like a good market to be in. The team. So I've circled a couple of guys here noteworthy. Well, Eric Voorhees, he's from Shapeshift, and he's one of the pioneers of Bitcoin. And then we've got in the top row here. I thought it was really important that they had a guy that was like specifically in compliance, because this is quite the regulated industry that they're trying to break into. So pretty cool. I mean, they've all got LinkedIn profiles. They got a great team. You can dig in further if you have any suspicions. Roadmap. So it looks reasonable to me. It doesn't look like they're shooting for some sort of crazy revolutionary thing that we've never heard of. They're just trying to. They got some reasonable targets here. So quarter one 2018 looks pretty good. They're going to have their API and dev tools hopefully all completed, and getting ETH collateralized loans. They're looking at getting some credit cards in 2018 and launching the Salt Foundation. So pretty good roadmap ahead for these guys. Looking forward. The market value. Okay, so it's sitting at roughly $3.50, down from about $8 at an all-time high, so over 50% discount right now. In their white paper here, it's pretty cool to see that the way that they've broken down the expenses for operating the business. And it looks like the majority of the business, 56, is allocated to marketing and biz dev and international expansion. So to me, that looks like most of the software development is complete, and they're not going to overextend that way. So they're looking to get people to use the platform, get some adoption. So that's pretty cool from an investment side. You can get this on Liqui, Binance, and Bittrex. There's 120 million salt total supply, but the circulating is 48 million, over 48 million, and the remaining is within the actual platform itself. So in an interesting note, in the white paper, it says that after all the pre-sales are complete, pre-sales and ICO, each Salt membership should retail for $10 USD, and you can see it's at 353. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. So if that means it's a good deal, it could be. Yeah, let's take a look at the chart real quick too here, and then we'll wrap it up. And here we go. So this is the daily chart. This is where we started. This is roughly $8. $7.99 AT all-time high. Looks like we're pulling back at 38% retracement from the lows here. So it looks like it'd be a good pickup in the 61 to 78% retracement. There's not a whole lot of resistance up this way. It's pretty new. So, I mean, getting to this all-time high is not far-fetched. So, yeah, I'll be looking to pick some up in this range. It seems like a good project with good fundamentals. This is just my research, and just a quick note, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just meant for informational and educational purposes. So hopefully you liked my review, and yeah, thanks guys.